hanging with the 42. The 42 goes down low. The 79 gets caught up in it just at the very end. The 67, though, of Nathan Stanley makes it on through free and clear. He, Paul Ferdiani, and Larry Dickerson having a drag race down to the for one last attack, getting underneath him, not quite able to make it stick, having to lift once again. Oh, into exit of turn number 4, down onto the front straightaway here. Who's going to win it with the drag race? It's going to be Timothy Pope. First 3 and 4, 751 with a hefty lead here, about a half a car length as the one gets up into the wall with a run down. 200 feet. It's going to be a close one across the line. Garrett Welsh made it 3 wide on the far outside lane, picking up spots left and right here as everybody fighting for every single spot we go. Coming across the line, white flag. So here we go, final lap. Hello and welcome everybody into some Tuesday night racing action here with the Numb Thumbs Racing League Truck Series here tonight as they bring their season down to a close with a championship race here from Las Vegas. We had a fantastic night last night. It was full of action-packed racing and everything you'd expect out of a championship, so expect more to come here on this one, especially coming to a fantastic track for some fantastic trucks. So let's tune on in and get everybody all locked in and loaded and get this party all started off with the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
And welcome back. As always, we have to say a huge thank you to the proud supporters of the NTRL, such as Davidson Builders up there in that northern New Jersey area. Be sure to go and give them a check out if you're looking to maybe do a whole home remodel, put an extension on that house, or do some other construction stuff like change out the kitchen sink. Well, guess what? Let the professionals do it for you and let them get it done right and have it looking all brand spanking new for you. So big thank you to Davidson Builders. Of course, big thank you as well to DEP Graphics. Some fantastic paint schemes coming out of that garage each and every single day, all customized and all to your liking. So be sure to get one here today from DEP Graphics. Big thank you as well from Sim Gear Central. Some great button boxes over there that's got all the flip dials, turn knobs, anything you could possibly think of to help aid you in your sim experience, whether that's flight sim, farm sim, truck sim, iRacing sim, or I bet even the Sims. Be sure to head on over to Sim Gear Central to get yourself a new button box here today. Big thank you to Trackbar Media. Some phenomenal photo and video edits of real life and sim life racing, as well as got some specialized merchandise and all that kind of stuff going on over here. So definitely big thank you to Trackbar Media, and be sure to go and check them on out. Martin Sports is with us here, as well as they've got some fantastic jerseys and custom sim race apparel like gloves and boots. So why race with a team when you can also look like a team? Get yourself and your team some personalized jerseys here today from Martin Sports. And of course, big thank you to Beadle's Custom Car Carriers. Man, I just go check out their Facebook and their Instagram. Check out all the stuff that he does with those die-cast models of those car haulers and everything. They look absolutely amazing, especially if you do it in real life. He can model it after your real-life truck. So definitely big thank you, and go check out Beadle's Custom Car Carriers. As always, I am Alan Brown, and we are currently down one member. He's busy laying some pipe. I mean, trying to fix a pipe that I guess froze because Louisiana doesn't know how to handle a little bit of cold or anything like that. But I am joined by the anger management specialist himself down there on pit road, Mr. Adam Turner, all locked in and loaded. Back-to-back championship races here, Adam, and I know we had a barn burner, especially at the end of last one. Here at Vegas, you know, if we had to pick our favorite tracks, Michigan's number one, Vegas is probably up there number two. I can't see a better way to finish off a season here.
No, and unfortunately, we don't know much about. We know a lot of these drivers. We just don't know what happened during this season. I know they had some good broadcasting going on, but we're going to fill in tonight to try to do our best. Vegas is a great track for a championship, and it's a great track, honestly, just to maybe have a fight or two is what I'm looking for. Somebody needs to get in there and just smash somebody into the wall, and let's just start this party. You know, let's have some fun tonight. It's a championship. We're getting to see something we don't normally see, so I'm kind of excited about that. I see some of the paint schemes down here already really sharp. It's nighttime, and this is what we want to do. And yeah, English, I think he had like frozen something. You know, it's a freeze all over the place. And poor English, I think he's having to fix some stuff. But I think he's going to try to join us. We'll see if he does. But if he doesn't, Brown, I think we'll figure it out. We've done it before, but we will miss him if he's not here. But come on, English, get your butt in here because we're going to have some fun. Let me give you the rules, Brown. If you want to run through those real quick, I'll run through them for you. Look here. This one's the kicker. I've never seen this one before. 0 fast repair. And I said it again, 0 fast repair. That's what it's showing. So that's interesting. 65% fuel, 3 sets of tires, 18 incident points, penalty, 25 incident points, disqualification. Quick set of rules there, and man, it's a nice night. 69 degrees on the track, 130 laps at Vegas in the trucks. You can't beat that.
No, you cannot. As we take a look here at that race information, beautiful weather out here, out in the west, kind of west coast-ish area, and no rain in the forecast or anything like that, so these drivers are going to be able to put on one heck of a show tonight indeed. Bringing us down to tonight's key to the race, and man, it just seems like you're going to need it here tonight. You got to find yourself some championship luck. We'll do the full rundown of what 10 drivers are in racing for this championship, but man, it almost seems like, you know, you either make that one move or this one thing happens or that other thing happens that brings you home to win that championship. So whether it's making your own luck or it coming to you, you're going to need some here tonight.
Yeah, I think luck is definitely going to be part of it. I mean, it always kind of is. Just more inherently with the 0 fast repair, man. Have we done a league with 0 fast repairs? We might have done a couple of races. I don't remember. League had 0.
I think the final season of the HCK Beagles was 0 fast repairs.
Okay, yeah, it's been a minute. I don't remember because I'm old, but I think that's tough. I mean, you got to race. You know, you can't race on the edge like you want to, especially in the championship. But somebody's going to race on the edge tonight. I guarantee you.
Oh,
You know, I guarantee we're going to see something pop.
that is for sure. As we take a look here at the current point standing in your 10 drivers that you really need to count or need to keep track of here tonight. Of course, Zach Millett and Derek Welsh are up in that list. Alfie Charon, he's up in there. Chris Klein, PJ Cox, Joshua Sisk, Paul Durkee, Jesse Redding, Jeff Ottinger, and the Mac Daddy Mark Collins, all hunting for a championship win here tonight. Gonna be kind of the same line of same line as last night, where the highest finisher of those 10 is gonna end up being your season champion. So, man, all we can do is sit back, relax, and enjoy one fantastic show. Of course, we thank you all for tuning in and watching and joining us over there in the YouTubes. If you haven't done so already, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you get alerted every single time that we go live. And of course, do the same over at HBR TV. I know they're off this week, but they do a fantabulous job. So definitely go and make sure you're all subscribed up to them. And if you do enjoy the racing action, give all the videos the thumbs up so we can continue to grow these fantastic racing communities. We see you over there in the chat. You got Azrius90 saying hey. Alfie Charon saying thanks for doing this. Well, we're happy to be here, Alfred. You got Tristan Cotton questioning whether or not he's supposed to be here or not. And Earl Evans, good buddy Earl over there, Lofi Evans, saying he's got you. And it's 35 over there in the beach in Panama, Florida. Definitely
Yeah.
definitely a little chilly out there indeed. But here we go. Our starting grid is set, and the drivers are starting to pop into their trucks here tonight. So let's go ahead and tell everybody where their favorite driver is going to be starting here this evening. Alfie Charon starting up on that front row for the number 9 machine, getting pole position. The 315 as Zach Millett starts to his outside in second, having a good starting spot. The 6 of Caleb Sisk having a great run here as well, getting a great starting spot right behind Alfie. I guess that's a battle we need to be watching out for. Starting there in third. 099 of America's Driver. Man, what doesn't he race? He's racing here tonight and starting in fourth. The double nickel, of Tom Barish starting up inside of that top 5. Your Xfinity Series champion Connor Leach in Canada's Zone driving the 71 here tonight. Is going to start up in 6th. 7th will go to Mr. President Chris Gones, driver of the 41. To his outside will be Mr. Alan Grote in the 14 machine, starting there in 8th. Scott Milner, driver of the 31 machine, starting tonight in 9th, with Eric Beadle in the 119, rounding out your starting top 10. Jesse Sperling gonna start here in 11th for the 29, in the 1 of DW rounds out your field starting top 12.
Oh, there you go. A lot of familiar names there. 51 Chris Klein, he'll start 13th, 14th. Mark Collins in the 23. Jesse Redding in the 21 starts 15th. 16, the Gambler Paul Durkee, 13. Number 13, number 3, Skylar Harrod, 17. 18, Brian Torchia in that 81. Jeff Ottinger in the 76. We'll start 19th, 20th. Joseph Tucker in the 35 truck, 129. Chris Elliott, 21st. Tony Polk, haven't seen him in a while. 22nd in the 20. 15, Benjamin McKinnon. He starts 23rd in the 05. Fox in 24th.
There we have it, your official starting grid here tonight in this championship race for the Numb Thumbs Racing League Truck Series. Tristan cheering on Connor, Skylar, Allen, and Caleb. So they definitely got at least a little bit of a fan base going on out there as the pace truck rounds in and around turns 3 and 4, and we're getting ready to get on to it here, side by side. Everybody all lined up eager to go. Who's gonna be having lady luck in their pocket here tonight? As the pace truck peels off down onto pit road, and here we go. For the first time, the field enters into that Geico restart zone, and in this championship race, green flag racing is underway. Side by side, they hustle and bustle on down into turns 1 and 2. The 9 in the 315, neither driver giving an inch, staying side by side. The 6 machine trying his best to actually help the 9 here try to get out in front of that 315 as they continue to race side by side down the Nellis straightaway into turns 3 and 4, rounding in and around turns out of turn number 4. That 9 machine hanging on to that race lead. The 315 and the 6 still going at it, battling for all those positions as they complete lap number 1 officially in the books.
And so far, look really clean. I think, with 130 laps, 0 fast repairs, you got to pick your battles. And early on is definitely not a battle you really want to fight. Maybe if you're up front, you want to battle a little bit, but you got to worry about tires now. There's only 3 total sets of tires here as well. So I think we're smoothly off to a good start here.
And double nickel of Tom Barish and the 29, Jesse Sperling having a good battle going side by side. They got the 14 and the 119 sitting right there behind them as the battle up at the front. Albert Anderson, America's driver, making some moves, looking down low on the 9, trying to make some passes here early and take control of this race up here, up at the very front. And it looks like he will just about be able to do so. Still neck and neck as they come back down across that line. And yeah, talking about tires here, Turner, I mean, you're expecting much longer runs, and that's just going to mean much more worn out tires. So trying to save as much as possible is definitely going to be key here tonight.
Yeah, and the fight is on, though. Sometimes you're going to throw the brains out the window and just try to race. So you're going to have to dial it back a little bit and think about those tires. Albert, interestingly, he won last night at Michigan for their championship race in the Xfinity cars, but I don't think he became the champion, but he did win the race, so he's fresh off a win.
That he is, and he's hunting for another one. And another thing to note here is in these trucks, I mean, here at Vegas, it's almost like a plate track for the first 10 laps. You're basically able to go flat on out in and around these corners, and before the tire fall off makes you start having to lift or do anything. And just like you see here with Albert using the inside apron, you're able to kind of dip your toes down in those waters a little bit and try to maybe make some last minute moves.
Yeah, there's a little bit of movement up front there. It looks like it got a little shaky. Man, I'll tell you what, I haven't seen a lot of these paints. I really like the 119 of Eric Beadle's car. Really cool looking blue. He's sitting there in 8th, right behind watching all that mayhem up front.
And that indeed he is. He's got the 21, Jesse Redding right there behind him. And Jeff Ottinger, haven't seen him out here for a while, so glad to see him in action here tonight, trying to kind of stick to that bottom line as everybody continues to race on around each other here. Still side by side battling for this race lead between the 099 and the 9315. Zach Millett popping on down there behind the Albert and trying to maybe give him a little bit of a extra run, a little bit of an extra shove to get clear. And Albert is clear here as the 315 continues that little bit of a push.
Really good racing so far. Rutabaga.
As the battles continue to commence, the 3 of Skylar Herod locked into a good battle here with the 76. 119 looking on to some of that action. 129 of Chris Elliott, not to get him confused with another Elliott, having a fantastic race out here, sitting just outside of the top 15 right now. He's got Poke Salatoni, Tony Poke, in the 20 right in front of him as they go to battle here a little bit. But man, battling for this lead as the 315 is able to pop out in front of the 099 as the 099 kind of moved up the track a little bit. And now the 315 and the 9, Alfie Sharon, working well together here. A couple teammates from the HBR TV side of things, and they're able to kind of really work with each other there as the 9 almost clips a little bit of the infield grass, making use of that apron line. Definitely getting aggressive out here tonight indeed, as we jump on board with Mr. Alan Grote, trying to see what's going on with him. He's sitting it right in behind Mr. Chris Goins and the 21 of Jesse Redding, and let's take a quick little ride with him and see what kind of what he sees out there, which is not a whole lot of room to do any extracurricular activities whatsoever. These drivers continue to battle side by side. We're having a fantastic run to start this race. Zach Millett, Alfie Cherry still having a great run here up at the front. It's going to start catching on up to the 05 of PJ Cox, who I guess either started in the pits or something here, as the 119 Eric Beadle maybe taking a little too much apron there on that apron line and loses a position to Skylar Harrod and Connor Leach, and slowly is trying to gather back up all that momentum. One of DW was almost 3 wide there with the 23, and on the far outside lane, the 129. As the leaders of this field continue to shuffle and bustle their way around this racetrack, here comes the 29, Jesse Sperling, down on the inside, trying to get around to 099 of Albert Anderson. 6 of Caleb Sisk, just taking his time, kind of seeing what's unfolding here in front of him, and just being patient, kind of running a middle line, which is something I would definitely prefer to do. Oh, as we got some contact here, Albert Anderson going for a ride inside the grass. Same thing with the 29. Apparently the grounds crew didn't do a good enough job on the... Oh no, and we got even more reckoning. That will bring out the caution. Heavy contacts. There is the some of these drivers were trying to come back up from the grass here. Let's go ahead and take a look-see here. We had the 23 of Mark Collins, 55, and the 81 all having a little bit of a race here, as 23 tries to move up because he sees Albert and trying to come on up across the track. So the 23 moves on up. Problem is, somebody's there and gets into his door, sending him on up into the 55. 81 starts to spin around. 23 and the 55 gather up. 13 getting collected in it. Ooh, 29. 31 in the 15 going for a little bit of a bumpy ride. Go ahead and watch this one here again, and let's do it from the perspective here of that 29 machine, as everything kind of happens around him there. So a little rough and tumble, but here we go. Having some green flag pit stops to fill up these trucks full of Sunoco Racing virtual fuel. Azrius joining us here, saying let's go Tucker, Gomes, and Redding. He's got his guys that he's all rooting for. It's the race off pit road for basically just that fuel and go. Zach Millett, Caleb Sisk, followed by Alfie Cherrett, Jesse Redding, Chris Goins, Connor Leach, Alan Grote, Skylar Harrod, Joseph Tucker, and Jeff Ottinger. As we do have some damaged race trucks out there, and they're going to try their best to get it all fixed on up and back on out. Again, being the Zero Fast Repair is going to get it done the old-fashioned way and get the hammers out and try to bend everything back into position here, as we're under caution. Lap 16 out of 130. Still a long way to go. As the field gets all lined on up, back side by side, we get ready to head on back to some of the green flag action. Great to see Kyle Vaught over here cheering on Albert Anderson and Chassis Tucker, realtor, saying, "Let's go, Tucker," cheering on the Tuck.
All right, huh? All right, I'm back. What happened there, Brown?
We had a little old country western mix-up there. Albert and another driver got together. I believe it was the 29 of Jesse Sperling getting caught on up. Went into the infield grass in the kind of tri-oval section of the racetrack, and as they were trying to rejoin, things got a little tight. It was 3 wide, and people are trying to make room for drivers coming back up onto the racetrack, and we had some contact, and unfortunately, some people definitely getting hit with a little bit of damage. But
here we go now.
Nonetheless, we're back into the action here. Green flag is out once again in the 315. Zach Millett out like a cannon. Does not want to wait around for the field to catch up onto him as the 6 and the 21 battle side by side. 41 of Chris Gones there as well, battling inside of this top 5, trying to pick up that race win here tonight. 71 Connor Leach making some moves. Canada's own, I believe, the only Canadian in here tonight, so he's trying to do it all here for his country. As the 14 as well of Alan Grote tucking into line with the 35 of Joseph Tucker, who Chastity Tucker was mentioning about.
Yeah, a lot of folks in here tonight. That's awesome. Watch this championship race with us. We don't normally do the trucks here with these guys, but we're happy to tonight. We're missing our one partner. He's frozen pipes. No big deal. Water everywhere. He hopefully will join us, Mr. English.
And, well, you see, Turner, this is why you don't put swimming pools in your house.
Well, that's probably true, too.
You know, because as I know his little dog Deuce really enjoys doing dog things and splashing around, but you know, those houses down there in Louisiana, they're not built for cold like this.
No, definitely not. And I mean, he's even in the northwestern part of Louisiana. You would expect them to build them right, but you know, nobody wants to build anything right nowadays. But it happens. It gets a little too cold. We've had this Arctic blast for a few days around here, and he's kind of in the same region of weather I am. It's no fun, man. We're not used to this, Brown.
No, you guys are not. But what we are used to is some fantastic racing out here tonight as the 315 goes up to maybe throw a little bit of a block on the 41, trying to prevent him from getting a run before dropping on back down across the field, down to the bottom line here, trying to do his best to kind of protect both lanes here is the 315 of Zach Millett.
Yeah, I don't know how much you want to protect this early, but I mean, if your truck is feeling good and you can bounce back and forth and not get in the way, I guess you could try it. He's fast everywhere we've seen him, so I'm sure he has a good idea of what he's doing up there.
Oh, yeah, and he definitely knows what he's doing up there. But you also got to remember, you know, during those last pit stops that they took under caution, and basically everyone just shoving it full of fuel and then headed right back on out. So we're on 23 lap-old tires right now. So you got to be thinking maybe the 315 sees that he's got some open air. He's really in a good spot right now. So if he can just keep everybody behind him, whenever all these tires start to fall off and things get a little bit more dangerous, he's in a really good position to possibly drive away.
Yeah, and I mean, that would definitely be the plan. I wonder how damaged were Albert and the other guys, because 0 fast repairs, man. I don't.
Well, so Albert didn't get any damage. He was still down, kind of like in the grass on the apron as it happened. So really no damage to him, but the other guys, they definitely got beat on up a little bit. Like the 55 of Tom Bear, she's still down there in the pits trying to get it all fixed on up. So we'll have to wait and see how all those things kind of play on out. Let's go ahead and jump on board here with the 71 of your Xfinity Series champion, Mr. Connor Leach. All locked in and loaded here tonight. Got his eyes focused on the prize straight ahead of him as he's racing side by side with the 35.
Yeah, some good battles. Everybody's holding their own. I did see someone got bumped there, and they're getting kind of close. You know, everybody's hanging in there pretty much, at least in the top 14, 15. But fun night, championship night. 26 laps into 130 laps. We haven't even tried to figure out the calculations on fuel and all that yet. I guess it doesn't matter since we had that caution.
Yeah, and I mean, you said it's what, 70% fuel?
65%.
65. So you're looking right around 30-ish laps per run here as we continue to ride with Connor Leach, and I really don't hear him lifting all that much. Maybe a little bit of a blip as they come into the corner, but immediately right back down onto it. So these guys' tires not feeling too bad just yet.
Well, that's good. I guess the cool weather, it's a night race, helps those tires a little bit, stretches them out some. I'm just really concerned about the no fast repair. That's something we just don't see too often.
No, we don't, but I mean, this is their, like, excuse me, as I got a hair in my mouth. As we got, you know, these drivers have basically had 16 weeks to try to figure it out and race with those zero fast repairs, so they're all used to it. And I mean, so far so good as the 51 Chris Klein going side by side here. The 14 up on the outside lane. Same thing with the 3 of Skylar Harrod, still locked into that great battle. And 315 Zach Millett still out in front of the 41 of Chris Gones and the 6 of Caleb Sisk. I don't know exactly what happened here to Alfie Sharon here in the 9. Dropped back a couple of spots and is trying to race alongside the 35 of Joseph Tucker, who's up 15 spots on the day. Jesse Redding up 11, so we've got some movers and shakers trying to make some noise here tonight.
I saw Alfie at right after that wreck, he was like down 20 spots. He's already moved up from there. So he must have at least had to avoid part of that incident.
Yeah, oh, he was in front of that incident, so
oh, was he?
Yeah, so it wasn't he wasn't involved or anything. So I don't know if that was maybe while under pacing or something like that, he had to drop to the end because he was reaching for his phone or something like that. Because you know, some of these drivers like to text in the chat and all that kind of stuff while they're driving.
Yeah, I mean, they do all kinds of things there. You know, they'll just leave it sitting on pit road and go walk the dog or whatever they got to do. I mean, that's the beauty of iRacing. You can kind of do stuff like that when you're in a simulation. You're not in it's a real race, but it's, I mean, you know, nobody's going to die if you jump out of your car real quick.
Yeah,
filing out.
Tristan saying you got a chair in your mouth. Well, yeah, it's the WWE, man. Getting tables, ladders, and chairs match here to finish this season on up.
Ooh, that would be cool too. I liked Hell in a Cell. You know, that was kind of my thing.
Yeah, they did. I will say they did a really good job branding those like special events kind of things. The steel cage match, Hell in a Cell. You know, the elimination chamber. We
still remember them, right? So
yeah. Well, because I mean, there's still a thing, so that's.
Well, that's true, but those were like pay-per-view back in the day, if I remember right.
Oh yeah, most of the time they were on pay-per-view.
Ooh, somebody is on the bumper of the 71, caught up in traffic. Leach is in the skunkworksgraphics.com car.
Well, that driver would be the one-legged wonder of the one of DW.
Oh, no. I know with the leg thing. I thought we were going to put that one to bed. But I mean, that's still his nickname, right?
Yeah.
You just don't need to talk about, you know, what the peg leg's made out of or anything anymore. We're gonna leave that alone.
Oh, man, there's a bit of a checkup here in the 3 and the 1. Bouncing off each other a little bit here.
Man. And then Derek did hit Connor.
Yeah, I think that's maybe what caused the checkup. Somebody getting a little bit out of sorts and everything kind of slowing on up for a second there. And thankfully, everybody able to figure it on out as up here at the front, still racing some side-by-side, but got some single-file action mostly in play here as the 41 and the 21 go side-by-side. Redding and Goins having a good battle. Joseph Tucker up there in the kind of blurp 35. Making some moves. 29 and the 3 going side-by-side as well. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh, I just wanted to say I like Alfie's paint scheme. HBR TV Silverado. It's got anything chrome. I'm going to be attracted to it. He's got that chrome, red, maroon, something. Looks nice.
Well, he's got to be careful here with that because it's kind of like a copper chrome.
Yeah, it is like
some guy who just lost his house at the blackjack table might see an easy payday stealing that bumper off that machine.
Oh yeah, that's what they did around here over there. Where was it? Near Sherman. They ended up knocking down an entire last night. They knocked down one of those radio antennas and just stole all the copper out of it.
Oh really?
Yeah, they just knocked it over and took everything off of it. And nobody was the wiser.
Well, now I know why I can't pick up my favorite station from out there.
That probably might be some of the reason, man. They're just stealing copper everywhere. Bunch of hoodlums just stealing copper, and they love those catalytic converters, That's a real popular thing to steal. You're going to steal that here. We're just watching race. We don't have no thieves around here. Somebody wants to thieve a championship tonight.
And trying to steal a win as the 119 and the 129 go to battle here back in 15th and 16th. Poke Salad Tony out in the 20, kind of watching it all happen out in front of him as the 099 Albert Anderson. I don't know what happened to him after his contact or whatever, but he's been looking a little sluggish out there, especially on that older set of tires. You also had the 13 of Paul Durkee with the long pit stop there getting damage. Brian Torcha, Mark Collins, and Scott Milner all with long pit stops with the 15 of Benjamin McKinnon as we continue to race along here with this green flag. Lap 40 out of 130. So we've officially crossed over the less than 100 laps to go mark.
Oh, nice. And only one caution, so they're keeping it together. And never mind. The 9 and the 1 just touched. I don't know how they kept that together.
Oh, man, and it's still going pretty slow as the one machine a little slow on the bottom. Goes 3 wide a couple of times there, but they're able to get it all corralled back and looking pretty good as here comes the 119 as the 05 and the 76 both checked up for what they saw in front of them. And so the 119 picking up some nice and easy positions here. So 41 and 35 still going to battle here.
Well, Skylar Herod in the number 3 worked his way through in between them. That was interesting. Made a couple positions. I can't believe they kept that together. That was pretty skilled there with Alfie and ODW. Alfie's taking his spot back already.
Oh yeah, charging back forward. Big thank you to Lisa out there saying have fun, Jesse Sperling. Glad to have you out here with us there, Lisa.
Where's Jesse? He is setting 10th spot. Good run in the Vickers Auto Parts Silverado. I love all these different paint schemes we don't normally get to see.
Well, oh, she did say Jesse Sperling. I guess if she just said Jesse, that could get confusing. So she did clarify.
Yeah, thank goodness. Thank goodness she gave us the last name. There's Jesse Redding in here. Is there another Jesse?
No, it's just the two.
Just 2 of them. That's a good like name for a Western movie, Oh, Jesse.
As we're going 3 wide here once again between the 9, the 3, and the 15. 15 up against that outside wall, trying to stay out of the way as best as he can. That's Benjamin McKinnon. Kind of marked a couple laps down here, but still out and running. As the old man Paul Durkee, driver of the 13, comes on down into pit road to take some service.
Oh, man. What kind of pit stop strategy is he on? I'm sure he's got something up his sleeve.
Oh, yeah, and looks like Scott Milner is joining him down there on pit road. As the 9 and the 3 go side by side, battling down the front stretch here. As we're pretty close to about 30 laps here, Turner, where these drivers last pitted at, and curious to see, because I think we're probably going to start seeing some green flag pit stops here in a second.
Yeah, number 20 just said he's coming down. Look at them all. They're all coming down.
Oh, man, 21, Jesse Redding slipping and sliding on pit road entrance here as they come on in and get some green flag work done. Zach Millett, Joseph Tucker, Alfie, Alan Grote, Eric Beadle, basically half the field coming on down and in. Mark Collins, Brian Torcha jumping on down onto pit road themselves here, as well as the 6 Caleb Sisk is going to lead a lap here before coming on down into pit road. He's got Chris Goins, Connor Leach, Chris Klein, DW, Jesse Sperling, and Scott, pretty much everybody else. So
yeah, and Odger went in sideways in the 76, but he made it in. I don't think he got a penalty. Let me check. Nope, no black flags.
Yeah, so there we have it. So nice, quick, and easy green flag pit stops. But again, that's going to separate this field just a little bit. But we've also seen that drafting and all that kind of stuff does work here, as well as these drivers were able to really put on one heck of a run here of almost 50 laps on a single set of tires. So expect that to continue. As Zach Mill, actually looking at it, maybe only 2 tire stops for a good chunk of these drivers, electing to maybe save a set for later on.
Yeah, that probably is a smart idea. If you can save it, but it's going to be tough. I mean, Derek has made you run the gauntlet here, setting this race up. No fast repairs, 3 total sets of tires. Tough stuff, man. I wouldn't want to be out there tonight racing.
No, that is definitely for a fact. As 315 regains the lead, 21 and the 6 lining up behind him as the 71, 41, 9 all gather back on up together. 35, Joseph Tucker, one of the last cars kind of in that somewhat main pack. They're a little single filed out, but I expect them to continue to close up back to each other here with some of that draft usage. But then you got the 51 Chris Klein, 099 Albert Anderson, one of DW having a good little 3-way battle out there. Is the 221 of Jesse Redding pulling on up to the back end of the 315.
Hey, what? It's the trucks we see the most. I think most leagues enjoy the trucks, and we get to watch a lot of them, and they are just super competitive. A lot of crazy air flies off of them. You can draft really good with them. Sometimes the net code gets crazy with them, but I think it's probably a lot of drivers' favorite truck to drive. It's pretty easy to handle compared to some of the others.
As we tune in here with the 3 of Skylar Herod, having a good battle here with the 29 machine. As do thank Connor Leach and Skylar Herod for both having driver cameras on up here tonight. As looks like Skylar just making sure he was in that top gear. Just gotta double check the old stick.
Oh yeah, I've done that before. Hey, you was just thinking, English, maybe his pipe didn't bust. It's probably copper. His house probably got copper lines up there running water. I wonder if somebody just stole it out of there, like they knocked down the tower, the radio tower, and just acted like, oh, they'll just think it was frozen. We'll start stealing everybody's copper again in the neighborhood. Yeah, you never know.
It's possible. Do you know if he decided whether he was going into work today or not? Brew some beer?
Yeah, I think he did. I mean, I don't know. I know that some of the roads were pretty bad. Even in Houston, it's got a little western down there. It normally doesn't, but the traffic and the weather, they don't mix down there.
Nah. Well, I mean, y'all also really don't have any plows or sanders or salters or anything like that.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you get what?
Nothing.
Two per state?
Yeah, you don't need that. You just act like it's a sunny July day and just hit it. That's what you do.
That's
good luck to you.
Why you see so many spin outs on TikTok.
Yeah, the morons is what it is. Albert Anderson's talking on the radio about him and Connor had a little, didn't know if they touched or not, but they're good. That's the friendly conversation.
Yeah. Well, they did a lot of rubbins racing last night, if you remember, in those Xfinity cars. A much more driver aggressive car where things can go wrong pretty quick. But man, we saw those two really leaning on each other like it was a dirt race.
Yeah, no, they were racing. They race a lot together, so I guess they kind of know, how each other races is pretty good. That way they can kind of push it to the limit and be respectful of each other as well. A little battle here, a 7th, 6th, 7th, 8th, looks like.
Yeah, you got the 1 and the 71 going side by side, and right behind them is the 51 and the 41, so a whole bunch of ones happening there. The Beaver Toyota machine for Mr. Chris Klein working that bottom line, trying to figure out a way to get through all the chaos and the madness, as Jesse Redding did overtake the 315 of Zach Millett and has taken over the lead by about half a second over the 315. I wonder if the 315 is in tire save mode just a little bit more, or if the 21 is feeling just really comfortable out there right now. Again, looking back at their best lap times compared to their last laps, man, I haven't really seen too much of a tire fall off here yet.
Yeah, that might have been just discretionary to kind of try to save, like you said. I think that could be it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Jesse Redding's just having a heck of a run here too. I don't want to doubt him. He ran a 30.376, which is a little bit under. Albert Anderson ran the fastest lap. 30.315 for America's driver. So they're running hot out here tonight and just kind of plugging the laps away at this point.
Man, that they are. Lofi Evans is asking what a salter is. Well, I guess Earl, you probably have the reverse of that. You have the anti-salt cruise from all that ocean air that you get. Trying to
He's probably frozen down there. He's frozen down there right now. He doesn't know what's happening. He said it was 35. That's frigid for where he's at. They could just take the sand off the beach and throw it onto the road. I mean,
I don't know if it'll work like that because that shell sand, and shells get slippery when they get wet.
Oh, see, I'm a dummy. I just thought sand was sand.
No, everything's just a little bit different. I mean, so that's why down south they like their concrete roadways or highways or whatever. Well, that's why they get so slick when it rains. It's because, especially down in Florida, the aggregate that they use in that concrete is shell based.
You're really learning me something. Well, you would know, you're a professional driver. You got to pay attention to what you're driving on if you're driving for a living.
Well, that, and I mean, I lived down there for about 3 months.
Oh. Did you? Oh, that's when you were doing the golf thing.
Yeah, that's when. Yeah, but I mean, I was still traveling around the state.
Yeah,
Wondering why when it was just a little bit of a rainstorm, seeing people all spun out over the place. I'm like, what's going on here? Albert Anderson taking control of the lead of this race. He did take a full set of tires compared to the possible 2 tire stops there that a good chunk of this field did, as the one of DW and the 51 of Chris Klein did the same thing with the 05 of PJ Cox, slowly making their way back on up through the field.
Yeah.
The
Moving on up.
only sand that Tristan Cotton has is a sandwich.
Yeah, those are nice too sometimes.
Ooh, you see that from Kevin Lanthier, where it's negative 13, but thank goodness there's some wind because it's making it feel like it's negative 21.
Is that the North Pole? Is he working on something?
No, man, I don't think so. I think that cold stuff has just dropped down so very
It
far.
is cold everywhere. Yeah, it's been bad. Ooh, that is frigid. I mean, we got around 5 or so here, and it was just, I thought I was going to die, you know.
Oh, man, you're telling me. Of course, HBR TV tuning on in, saying he's bummed he couldn't cover this one. Thanks for stepping up. Well, man, anytime. I mean, we're bummed for you. I know you put in one heck of a great season with these guys, getting a good rapport and doing a fantastic job as always. Of course, we'll remind everybody, make sure you guys are subscribed and ring those notification bells of both our channels here at AAA and at HBR TV. Some fantastic racing night in and a night out here across the airways and byways of YouTube. And we look forward to seeing each and every single one of you. He's Northern Ontario. All right, so I guess North Pole, basically.
Oh, that's up there. Maybe wonder what's going on up there. What do you do up there? I didn't know there was anybody up there. It's interesting. Now I'm interested. But yes, HBR TV, thank you. It's kind of like our sister network, right? They help us out. We help them out. There's some good people over there, and they got some Holler Boys racing around here too. That team tonight. So
yeah, one of those drivers, 315 Zach Millett, sitting here in third with an interesting strategy. How many tire sets did these guys get here tonight? There, Turner, you gotta remind me.
3 total. I know it's hard to remember all this stuff. That's why I'm here. 3 total sets. So you got to kind of pay attention to it. Split it into thirds is what y'all say.
Yeah, well, I guess, I mean, that's what Albert basically has done here. So I'm very surprised that, you know, Millett and Redding and all these other guys that only took like the 2 tires didn't take a complete set of forward. But, you know, that's A-okay. Kyle Vaught saying that Mom's watching too. She's just having issues commenting from her account right now. Man, she was having issues last night too with trying to watch the broadcast. And I guess all their internet lines and everything is all frozen on up. And he's saying that Albert's looking really good up at the front. Yes, he is, as the 21 Jesse Redding starting to crawl his way back on up to the back bumper of the 099.
Well, speaking of Kyle, we got tomorrow night a special race with those guys at Vigilante Racing League. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Hopefully English will be back for that one.
Yeah.
Frozen pipes, really. He's had frozen pipes, and they tried to poison him. Something's going on down there. I'm a little concerned.
Hey, you gotta want. Maybe you found that one secret beer recipe, and like the big companies like Anheuser are trying to take him out.
Yeah, like, you know, the guy that invented how to run a car on water, and then he disappeared. You heard about that one? Yeah, probably didn't, because the media won't tell you. Yeah, he died too. He suicided himself. Great invention, then it went away. You know, real weird how that happens. It's gonna get down to 19 in South Carolina. That's what Lisa says. Chesney. That's pretty cold for around there, I imagine.
Yeah. Meanwhile, it's a balmy 24 degrees up here.
Oh, it's warmer in the Hamptons, is it? I know you're not in the Hamptons, but I always think of you in the Hamptons.
Yeah, we do have a Hampton Beach, so I guess
Oh, okay.
only about an hour from that, so I guess you could call it.
Nice.
Lofi Evans hoping he doesn't have any frozen pipes at work. Yeah, that would be pretty bad with all those chemicals and all that.
Ooh, no, don't let that happen.
As the 35 and the 9 go battling side by side. Another one of the HBR TV drivers, Alfie Charon.
Yeah, they're going to be Redding, Millet, Gomes, Charon, Torchia. And they're all repping HBR. That's a lot.
Yeah. Old man Paul Durkee making his way back down and in. Same thing with the 1 of DW and the 51 of Chris Klein. And yeah, I guess we're about that time here again. Their turn. That was a quick 30 laps.
Yeah, it goes pretty fast when they don't crash into each other. I really want to see somebody fight. Are we going to have that happen tonight or not?
Well, I mean, we had a couple disagreements out there, but it wasn't much.
A little bit. I want to see a major fight at the championship race. I want to see somebody run somebody in the wall, throw their helmet at the truck, and then get in the back of the ambulance and then get on the TV and start talking a mess, you know?
Right.
That's what happens. That means you had a good race there. We had one of those the other day. They were talking on YouTube. It's like our special reporter for crashes.
Yeah. Our special reporter inside the ambulance.
Yeah. By the time their race is over, they're already commenting on YouTube, telling us what's going on. That's what I like to hear.
As we continue to put some laps down and in. Kyle saying it's 3 degrees up there. He's kind of near the Chicago area, I believe. Feels like negative 16 with the wind.
God. What is happening around here? I thought this global warming thing that Al Gore told us about and John Kerry, we're all morons if we don't believe in this global warming. Oh my goodness. It is global cooling right now. But they'll tell you it was because of this and that, you know.
Oh, yeah.
La Nina, El Nino. You know, they'll make it political somehow.
PJ Cox, Mark Collins, and Scott Milner making their way down into the pits as the 71 of Canada's own. Well, first we have to mention that, hey, Connor, you need to come pick up your whether you dropped it. But at the same time, having a good battle here with the 41 and the 76. Looks like maybe the 71 coming on down into the pits, just like Albert Anderson, Jesse Redding, Zach Millett, Caleb Sisk, Connor Leach, Jeff Ottinger, Tony Polk, Chris Elliott, Alfie's coming on in, Joseph Tucker, Alan Grote, Skylar Harrod. So here we go, more and more green flag pit stops.
Man, really good racing. I like the weather talk. It's fun. Get to talk with everybody all over the country and even Canada. This guy, Kevin, is fascinating to me. Kevin Lanthier, Northern Ontario. What happens up there? Is that where the Yellowknife is? What's going on up there? I saw that on the Ice Road Trucking show, you know? And then I saw it on the... Have you seen the airplane show they got up in Canada? It's pretty interesting.
I have not, but Chris Goins, Jesse Sperling making their way on down and into the pits as Albert Anderson makes his way back on out onto the racetrack here. Lap 78 out of 130, well past the halfway point, and we're pretty much one pit stop away here from the finishing act of this race. Here tonight from Las Vegas, your championship race from the Numb Thumbs Racing League. It's a fantastic night to be a race fan indeed. As Albert Anderson, Zach Millett, Jesse Redding, your current top 3. DW, Chris Klein, PJ Cox, Caleb Sisk, Connor Leach, Chris Goins, and Jeff Ottinger currently make up your top 10 as we quickly step aside and have a big thank you from all our proud sponsors of the NTRL. And when we come back, we'll have the remaining half or whatever is left of this wonderful race here tonight. So please stay tuned. And welcome back to the action as Zach Millett leads the charge here in this championship race from the Numb Thumbs Racing League Truck Series here tonight at Las Vegas. Albert Anderson and Caleb Sisk make up your current top three. Caleb Sisk, though, has the 71 of Connor Leach all over that back bumper. We do have some good battles happening out here as the 1, the 05, and the 51 are in a little bit of a freight train going on right now as they're still all lined on up, heading back down across the line, going on to lap number 89 out of the possible 130 to be expected and scheduled here tonight. Poke Salatoni going side by side here with the 3 of Skylar Herod. Skylar able to get that position away pretty quickly. The 9 and the 14 racing nose to tail a little bit here.
Hey, is this Eric Beadle in 119? Is he the one with that the Beadle designs? We just saw the commercial.
Yeah, out of a guess, I'm gonna say yes.
Well, if he is, those are. I'd like to let him know. Those are cool, man. We talked about that the other night. Really cool diecast stuff.
Oh yeah.
A lot of cool things the different guys do here. Speaking of advertising, car number 35, he's in 13th, Joseph Tucker. And his Chastity Tucker Realtor is on the car. We're assuming that they're related somehow. I think we saw them in the chat earlier. She's on the car. So that's kind of cool. Family affair.
Hometown of Cumberland Furnace, Tennessee.
Ooh.
That's a new one.
I've heard of Cumberland something.
Well, you probably Cumberland Farms, the gas stations.
I've never even actually heard of that, Brown.
Oh, really?
I don't know what
that might be a Northeast thing.
Yeah, because y'all have another one called Yo-Way or something. What is it? Yaya? Wawa?
Yeah, we don't
Wawa.
have, well, we don't have Wawa.
Oh, I've seen it up north, though. You don't have them where you're at, though.
No, that might be a Midwest thing.
No, I saw them in New Jersey.
Oh, in New Jersey?
Yeah, I've never been to one personally. I just see it on the Instagrams, on the TV. You know, I pay attention. I'm a man of America. I like to kind of soak in all different regions.
Well, speaking of good places to stop, when's the next time you're headed on down to the HEB to pick you up some of those tortillas?
Oh, man, I'm going shortly. I need about out of tortillas, and I need all the good stuff. Need some hot sauce, some salsa. They have everything at HEB. It's the most wonderful place. It's like a grocery store, but kind of like Disney for adults, you know? Just going in there and you can sample all the stuff.
Well, I thought that's what Menards is.
I've never been to Menards.
Well,
but
I know both of us never been to Menards, but
I want to go to Menards. I hear they have everything. It sounds like an interesting place.
Same thing, you know. Buc-ee's. I know you've been to Buc-ee's.
Yeah, Buc-ee's. I go to Buc-ee's like on the
Buc-ee's.
reg. That's a normal thing around here.
And so,
okay. Tristan's. What do you got?
Almost some contact there between the 129 and the 20. Chris Elliott and Tony Poke having
all right.
some good battles out there. Go ahead, buddy.
No, Tristan's asking if I do the butter or regular. So now we're getting into some details. Butter, sometimes you don't want to always go with butter. They're better with like chicken or shrimp or something. I don't like them for my breakfast tacos, but I do like them. And these are the ones they make in a bakery. But if you go in the back where the refrigerated section of Mi Tienda, you get the ones that are cold and you cook them yourself. They last longer and they're just as good. Check that out when you're in there. Let's see. Azarius says, Cumberland Farms is northeast thing and Sheets, Wawa, and the other one are scattered northeast. I'll be dang. We're learning stuff all over the place tonight. I'll tell you what. I love all this regional stuff. I like learning different regional things. Speaking of regional, did somebody just pop in here?
Hey, greetings from the the new region of Antarctica known as Louisiana.
We thought maybe somebody might have stole the copper, and that's what caused it. But because I had a copper story earlier, but no, it's just a frozen tundra there, huh?
Yeah, burst a copper line in the ceiling, and now I don't have a ceiling in my kitchen. We just got done cleaning it up.
Oh, no need for one of those.
Yeah, it's only supposed to be 13 degrees in the
Just
morning.
put a blue tarp over it and leave it until next fall.
So how's the racing, boys? Sorry I
That's all right.
missed the race here.
Brown, what do you think? I think it's been awesome.
It's been fantastic. We've only had what was it? Just the one caution, and
Yeah.
everything else has been flowing pretty good. Seen a lot of good green flag pit stops, a lot of good side-by-side racing. It's starting to get a little spread out now that we've had a couple green flag pit stops. Speaking of, we're going to be probably creeping up on our final set of green flag pit stops here in about 6 or so laps.
I think we need one more caution. We need somebody to crash intentionally into somebody else, re-rack them, restack them, and let's have a fight to the finish. Hopefully that's what I'm thinking will happen. It's in my dreams. But yeah, it's kind of spreading out. It really hasn't been spread out that much, Brown, the whole race. This just kind of happened here recently.
This is the championship race. Who you guys got your money on here tonight?
Ooh.
Man, that's a
Hard to make that call.
that one's
Yeah,
a
I
tough
don't know.
one. So we've
A lot of great drivers in this league, though. We know that.
Yeah, we see, and we know a lot of them, but we don't know all of them. So I don't want to discount like Caleb Sisk. He looks like he's a good one. He's been running hot all night. So we know Millett and Leach and Anderson and Gones, and then a few of the other guys. But there's some guys we don't normally get to talk to on here.
Saw Chris Klein kind of cutting across the apron there. Don't know if that was intentional or not. But able to get back up into traffic. Hey guys in the YouTube chat, just seeing y'all here today.
They missed you.
Of course.
People do like you.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes.
little bit more than sometimes. Chassis Tucker cheering on. Let's go, Tucker. Speaking of Joseph Tucker back there in 14th currently. Lisa should have raced for fun there at Jacob Sperling. Saying, I guess one of the Sperling guys needed to jump on out there to race just for the heck of it, even though whether they were in for a championship or not, as the 1 and the 51 make their way on down onto pit road. Lofi Evans is saying, man, I got a feeling old Albert, he's going to find his way on home to victory lane here once again tonight as Jesse Sperling makes his way on down into the pits. Right now, though, again, pit strategies could be a difference here, but Zach Millett with a 7-second lead out in front of the 6 of Caleb Sisk and Connor Leach. You kind of got to think that right now Zach Millett's definitely in the driver's seat.
Yeah, it kind of looks that way. Go ahead there, English.
How's tire wear been here tonight? We know that Las Vegas will eat them up a little bit on that right front.
I think the weather. Yeah, I think the weather's kind of helped them out. It's a little cool on the track right now.
I haven't really seen too much fall off. We've seen people double stinting their tires as PJ Cox, Alfie Jared, Albert Anderson, Chris Gones, Jesse Redding, Eric Beadle, Joseph Tucker, and Chris Elliott make their way on down into the pits. The real thing that we were watching out for, especially when we first got started, and for basically the first 50 laps or so, their turner, we're basically all in one giant big gaggle of trucks before these green flag pit stops started to separate everybody. Is no fast repairs here tonight, so these drivers having to be taking care of their equipment indeed, as the 671 7614 all make their way down pit road. Same thing with the 3 of Skylar Harrod, and here comes your race leader, the 315 of Zach Millett, down onto pit road as well.
Yeah, Tucker family says, let's go, Tucker. And Tucker currently in 15th on my screen.
Yep, that's what I got. One lap down.
Well, part of that's
pit cycle.
yeah, pit cycle.
Yeah, it's the cycle. Yeah, Angus, you weren't here for the beginning, but zero
What I mean-
fast repair.
Oh yeah.
Just zero fast repair. That's crazy, right? I mean, you gotta really
Yeah,
button
I mean,
down
it's
to get a hold of that.
It's like the real deal, right? They want to keep the drivers cautious out there. Having no fast repairs it'll sure enough keep you on your toes. It might keep you from taking any unnecessary risks that you might otherwise take if you had one or two fast repairs.
And, oh no, as the 71 of Connor Leach looks like he's got to come back down onto pit road. Did he get a penalty?
Black flag.
Mhm.
Yes, sir.
He did. He sure did. We missed that one. Wow, that's gonna hurt.
That's the
Was he doing it in kilometers again there, Turner?
I think so. I try to. These guys, these Canadians, sometimes they get a little squirrely with that, kilometer stuff. They need to switch on over to freedom units. Might help him out. That might have hurt him. He was having a good run too.
Speaking of a good run, we got a good battle here between the 76 and the 35. Ottinger and Tucker going side by side here. Just outside of that top 10 right now. Both drivers trying to chase down the 14 of Alan Grote. Of course, Alan spelt the correct way.
Yeah, not
I know.
like right.
There's all the Allens we have on AAA. We have another Allen that fills in for us. His is spelled different too, isn't it?
He's like
the same
English.
as mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he?
Yeah.
I get confused
2
with
A's.
all y'all Allens. That's why I call you by the last name all the
2
time.
A's, 1 L.
Did I ever tell y'all about the bartender I had in Vegas? Speaking of, because
No.
we're here at Vegas. Yeah, so his name was Alan, but he was from Ireland, and it was Alainye or something like that.
Oh my lord!
Eileen?
Hey,
What in the
you
world
would
are they doing
think.
over there?
I don't know, but it was definitely interesting indeed, and sure enough, he did treat me right because us Allens have to stick together as the 29-13 and the 129 go to battle here.
Oh, Vegas. I just miss Vegas. I hadn't been, but I like the little fella. He's dressed up like a leprechaun there. It's on the strip across from, like Caesars or something. I forget the name of the place. I go in there all the time. It was like, 50 cent high lifes. If you didn't gamble, you could just go in there and pound some high life,
Nice.
It was O'Brien's or something. I don't remember. Irish name.
Just a reminder that of our top 10 available playoff drivers, whoever finishes the highest will end up your season champion. And as of right now, that is Zach Millett, free and clear from that 6 of Sisk by a good 7 seconds. But Sisk, if he can chase him on down, Sisk is in that list here as well. So definitely something you got to keep your eyes on here as we continue to race this one out with about 18 laps left to go here from Las Vegas. 51, the 1, and the 05 all lined on up, kind of somewhat single file here, trying to maybe make some last-minute moves, some last-minute efforts here. As the 099, Albert Anderson kind of guiding the way here with the 41 right behind him.
Works quick in just about every league that we see him in at AAA Broadcasting. He's in a bunch of them, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, we see him almost every time we broadcast now. Even in some leagues that we don't normally broadcast, like tonight's race. We were happy to fill in, by the way. We sure appreciate NTRL hooking us up with a little substitution race here tonight.
Yeah, we were mentioning that earlier, like the Holler Boys TV, Holler Boys Racing TV, HBR
Yeah.
TV. They're kind of like our twin, like our sister station. We work well together. They help us out. We help them out. We're glad to help them out.
Yeah, because you can't, not a broadcast crew, no matter what you do, you can't make every single race.
No,
there's always something that comes up.
We have lives, and believe it or not, we actually have real jobs, don't we? Isn't that something? this isn't really providing for the family. We're just out here having fun.
Provides me with some beer, I guess.
Yeah, beer money, fun times.
Talk with you guys a couple times a week, which is always fun.
Yeah, we get to do a lot of fun commentary. A lot of these leagues have been nice enough to let me do my conspiracy theories and that are actually true. But I mean,
okay.
a lot of people think I'm a conspiracy, but I just speak the truth sometimes. But I haven't done any of that tonight, Brown. Are you proud of me?
Sure.
This tight little gaggle here.
Yeah.
5 trucks all together coming out of turn 4 right now onto the tri-oval. It got a little hot and heavy there for a second, but they sorted it out. They're back too wide.
Yeah, Alfie Sharon making his way through the mess. One of DW, PJ Cox, Jesse Reddick, and Chris Klein all battling for some spots up inside of this top 10. And right now, that 9 machine got the better of it, sitting up there in 5th with about 13 laps left to go. Zach Millett way out in front, looking set to pick up his season championship here tonight.
Yeah, looking at that group once again, that Alfie's of course in the best spot in the house right there in clean air, and Josh Millett of course way out in the clean air, 7.5 seconds ahead of Sisk.
I bet somebody's hoping for some kind of crash or something.
You're hoping for a crash?
Well, somebody is. I mean, wouldn't you be hoping for a crash if you're the 6, the 099, the 41, the 9?
Oh yeah.
1 and the 05?
Get stacked back up.
Yeah, have another run at it, you know?
That's the last thing Zach Millett wants to hear, though. He's done a lot of work in putting that big lead on the second place there.
Yeah, Tristan Cotton says the only beer money he knows is Beer Money Racing. I think that's their team.
Yeah.
Beer Money Racing.
Ooh, as the 51 gets right on up the back bumper of the 05 PJ Cox there. I thought possibly something could happen there, but everyone's able to skedaddle out of the way.
PJ real close to the door of Derek Welch there for a second, too. Throw a little side draft on him, maybe. And oh, here comes Welch back up on the quarter panel of Cox. I like it when they kind of mix it up and get close. It looks like they're coming up on some traffic here. Looks like it might be the 21.
Yeah, Scott
It's
Milner.
It's the Milner in the 31.
I
Sorry.
hadn't heard from him too much tonight, but good to see him out here. Got out of the way. Maybe he should have crashed everybody so we could have re-racked them.
Oh, man. 51 up close on the quarter panel of Welch. Could not keep him from passing.
Some close racing here. 21 and 51 still going at it side by side here with about 9 laps left to go. Zach Millett still out in front. The lead has trickled back down a second here, back down to 6, and it looks like maybe Caleb Sisk trying his best here to put the hammer down. He does have some help with the 71 and the 23, kind of working as drafting mates, doing their best to get him on up, and Zach Millett's just all out there on his lonesome. So it'll be interesting to see if the teamwork can make the dream work here in the last 8 laps.
Yeah, and you know Joseph Tucker in that 35 machine watching his rearview mirror, he wants to stay on that lead lap just in case something happens out there. He'll get to re-rack with the rest of the guys. Let's see. Yeah, 12 cars, or 12 trucks rather, on the lead lap here, moving into the final stretch.
Well, this has been a fun one at Vegas. I'd like to see more fireworks. Normally we get to see a little more fireworks because it's Vegas. But overall, super clean run. Maybe they can change it up here real quick and somebody have some anger towards somebody just turning it into them, you know?
Well, maybe these guys have some green-white checkers. Do you guys know If they're enabled like normal, they usually get 3 in NTRL.
I would guess it's the same, but I don't really know.
Yeah.
And with 6 laps left to go, it would need to hurry up and happen here as we continue to race and get closer and closer to crowning a new champion here tonight.
Sisk is cutting the gap a little bit, but not enough, I don't think, unless we have a fuel problem or something like a crash.
That may be Zach Millett managing gap too, though. You know.
He could be. He's watching and paying attention. He's smart enough to know that. He's a winner. We've seen him win before.
That's the biggest raccoon I think I've ever seen here.
Where?
Out in front of my house.
Bring him in. You need a pet.
They just turned the motion sensor on out front.
Do have some side-by-side here with the 76 and the 29. Jesse Sperling and Jeff Ottinger having a good battle here. Eric Beadle trying to get his name into the hat in there as well, trying to stay up inside of that top 15 as Zach Millett with 3 laps left to go when really nobody in his rear view mirror on cruise control here tonight.
Oh, Lori Vaught just posted. She got on here finally, and she says, "Go Albert." America's driver sitting there in 3rd. Trying to keep that podium position, man. We saw him win one last night. We'll see what he can do here.
Yeah, we'll do that, buddy. This is going to remain a rabies-free home.
Raccoons don't have rabies. They're just chilling.
Oh, okay.
They come snack with you.
He might have just brushed his teeth. That explains the phone.
Come bring him on in. They like pizza and snuggles, you know.
My French bulldog might not like that too much.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't be friendly with him.
Yeah. That may be as coming across the line one more time as the 315 of Zach Millett. White flag is out, so no more cautions, and this one is it. Down into turns 1 and 2, down the Nellis straightaway, just trying to keep that thing straight underneath him. Zach Millett, driver of the 315, having one heck of a season here tonight. Comes out of turn number 4, nobody in his mirror, and wins here tonight a championship at Las Vegas. Caleb Sisk and Albert Anderson with fantastic podium finishes there themselves.
Glad to see a good, clean race for a championship, guys. And even though I only caught the last, 30% of it with you guys, it was fun to be here with y'all in the booth finally.
Yeah, and no controversy, really. Like last night, we did have some controversy, which was fun. A lot of fun. None of that here tonight. Man. And Lori says she's been watching Albert. Finally able to text. Thank you for watching. Albert is always one of he's one of our favorites at AAA Broadcasting. America's driver. I think one of us gave him that name, didn't we?
I think that was you, I think, wasn't it?
I don't know. It was AAA Broadcasting gave him that name. Somehow, somewhere down the line, we did, I believe. Kind of stuck.
Indeed. As the 21 and the 9 given their congratulations, same thing like the 099 to the 315 of Zach Millett. Picking up this race win. Well, Millett burns it down to the ground here across the start-finish line. We'll have some driver interviews coming up momentarily.
Well, these guys taking a few weeks off before starting a new season, or are they just going to kind of roll into another one here? Do you guys? I'm not really familiar with the truck schedule.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I believe they're taking a good little break.
Yeah, I don't know anything about stuff like that. I'm
Sure.
glad to know.
That is.
They'll be back though at some point.
Oh, they will be back, and it'll be another fantastic season. That is for certain. As we can go ahead and get some of these driver interviews started here with tonight's third place finisher and turning into a regular spot here in our channel here up on the podium, Mr. Albert Anderson, America's driver, having a fantastic race out here tonight, picking up a win last night and picking up a podium third place tonight here. Albert, must feel pretty good to get your week started off pretty nice.
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. That's it was a good race. I got into me and Sparling got into each other and put me down through the infield there, and I had to cut down through the grass, and I had to go to the back after that, and then I should have pit maybe a little bit earlier, and I would have been on par with Millett up there, but Millett's just so fast, man. I mean, it's almost impossible to catch him. Congratulations to him on winning the race and the championship. But good to be back. Good to be back on the podium.
Well, hey, Albert, congrats on the third place. Were you one of the guys that was able to double stint on tires at all, or were you pretty much, one fuel run, one set of tires?
Yeah, I had to do a double stint on a set of tires. Because I knew at by the end of the race I was going to need them. If I was going to finish, in the top 3 or 5, I was definitely going to need to be on good tires at the end of the race. So I did a double stint and just used up as much tire as I possibly could to stay up front. And it ended up working out. Didn't get the win, but got a podium, so it was a good night overall.
Well, you had some other fans out there. Lori was out there. Lori Bob was watching you. Kyle was watching you. Man, America's driver, he's everywhere, is what I believe in now. First last night, third tonight. Are you racing tomorrow? What are you going to get tomorrow? Well, that's one good question, but who'd you like to give some shout-outs to?
Oh, I'd love to be back on the podium tomorrow. That'd be great. I wish I could have bought the trophy home to my girl Lori, but just came up a little short tonight. I want to thank all the NTRL sponsors: Sim Gear Central, Daniel Polchlog, DEP Graphics, Davidson Builders, Martin Sports, the league owner DW. He does a great job with this league and holding us all together, and he's really fair about it. All my all-star teammates. I was here by myself tonight, but Russell Endicott, Jeremiah Burke, Jack Dixon, and Nick Ramsey, Larry Dickerson. I want to thank all of those guys. Thank my fans, everybody who tuned in to watch. My dad, my aunts, all my friends, my family from other leagues, and then you guys in the booth, man. It's always a pleasure to talk to you guys, and it's always awesome to look at the replay.
And it's always awesome to talk to you too there, brother, as the driver of the 099. It's America's driver, Albert Anderson, finishing the season off strong here tonight with a great podium, third place finish, man. Congratulations, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow night there, buddy.
Right on, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thank you for everything.
And, with that, let's just jump right up to it and jump to the chase, where you can catch all his in-car live action at That S4 Guy over on Twitch. But more importantly, you can now say you're going to go catch a truck season champion over on Twitch at That S4 Guy, Mr. Zach Millett, winner here at Las Vegas, and your truck series champion. Congratulations there, Zach. One heck of a race. 130 laps here is a long way to go, especially only having the one early caution right around the lap 20 mark. But man, great race out of you here tonight.
Thanks, man. It was a hell of a race tonight. I was happy to see the long green flag run at the end. It's way more fun to have the green flag, instead of having cautions pop up all the time. But it was a great team effort. Everybody did really well tonight. It was awesome to see. It was fun.
Yeah, it looked like you guys were having fun out there, and we were talking a little bit about cautions towards the end, and Well, that's the last thing Zach Millett wants to hear. He was putting a pretty good stretch of distance between yourself there and Joshua Sisk. What was the difference maker there between you and Sisk? You guys, just run different tire strategies or take care of your tires different. We haven't raced with him much, but what's your take on it?
Well, he's a hell of a driver, man. He can definitely make pace on just about any vehicle on high racing. And I knew he had at least one lap newer tires than I did, so I tried to manage it the best I could with keeping pace. And I mean I guess that's kind of the name of the game: be as fast as you can and not burn your stuff up, if at all possible. And there was, I think, the middle run there. I think he had his teammate pretty close to him, and they were hooked up, and they were making some pretty good time. So I was trying to find any lap car I could to kind of link up with and keep the draft going and keep some distance. And we put a lot of practice in the pit road entry this week, trying to get the pit road as quick as we can. Getting rid of the mistakes. It's really hard to get off the banking here. And yeah, man, I'm happy to see it pay off.
That practice paid off too, because we had a lot of, green flag green flag pit stops. So that was definitely smart of you. Good job tonight, champion. Who would you like to give some thank yous to?
Oh man, I don't even know where to start. I gotta thank you guys, AAA Broadcasting, for covering the finale. It was awesome to go back and watch these things. I gotta thank Gold Steve at HBR TV. I gotta thank the NTRL, everybody behind it, all the admins, DW, Chris, Mark. I mean, they put a ton of time in, and we just come out and have fun every week. So, big thanks to those guys. HBRTV1.com, HBRShops.com, Track Bar Media. I got to thank Castle Packs Power, Eric Dodson State Farm, all my great teammates over at HBR, Beadle's Custom Car Carriers on Facebook. Big thanks to everybody out there watching the live stream on YouTube, and everybody in my live stream over on Twitch. And shoot me a follow over on the Twitch at that S4 guy.
Awesome, man. Well, big congratulations to your season champion and race winner here tonight, Mr. Zach Millett, driver of the 315. Man, congratulations. Go ahead and go celebrate this one. And, man, just great job. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
With that, we'll take a quick step down the podium here and talk to tonight's second place finisher, and I know he wanted to finish one spot more up to win that championship here tonight, Mr. Caleb Sisk, though having a fan. No, it's Caleb.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing.
It's all right, but Caleb having a great run out here tonight, finishing in second, having a pretty solid run out there. Long green flag runs. Was that part of the in the cards for you here tonight, or did you think we would see a few more cautions?
I honestly thought we'd see at least one more. I'm kind of glad it didn't come. I mean, the race was won off pit road on lap 47. I missed a shift, and the 21 and the 315 got a little stretched out from me, and they were drafting with each other, and I was kind of in no man's land. So, but the race played out nicely. Everybody raced pretty flawlessly. I mean, Zach deserved to win. He didn't make a mistake. I made a mistake. I missed a shift coming out of pit road. It cost me the draft, and ultimately it cost me the race. But it was still a fun race, pretty stress-free. Nobody's angry, no drama. It's a good finish to the season.
Well, congrats, Caleb. Thank you for your service, too, by the way. And just a great season here at NTRL. I know Derek and the admins work real hard to put on some good racing here for you guys this season. We talked a little bit to Zach a second ago about what was the difference maker, and you obviously, you just mentioned it there. You missed a shift, and that little mistake just came back to bite you. But talk about your highlights this season. I mean, what tracks, great battles with other drivers. What's your takeaway from this season as a whole?
I mean, it was a really good season. We pretty much dominated Martinsville, but that turned into a caution fest, which is sad because short tracks are kind of my thing. But I mean, the overshadowing issue with the season was we threw a couple races away. We had a really unfortunate timing caution at Texas that trapped us a lap down, had to get the wave around. At that time, there were 31 trucks on the lead lap or on the racetrack, and we restarted 28th and finished third in a 19 lap stretch. So, I mean, just we had the race winning truck at Charlotte, and I got into Chris Klein trying to push the issue 3 wide, trying not to waste any time. That was really my fault more than anything. It was a racing deal, but I definitely could have avoided it. So we led the most laps there. We had pace. We on the tonight, Zach drugged me on the green flag run, and at Charlotte I was dragging him. So kind of threw one away there, threw one away at Iowa, getting caught up in somebody else's stuff. Threw one away at Dover. The season has been a bunch of what ifs, but overall it's not bad. I mean, the first time in NTRL, you got to learn how people drive. Zach and Alfie and I in the first 6 weeks, Michigan, Chicagoland, Texas, we had some insanely aggressive racing. That was super fun. I really loved that more than anything. I think the wins can overshadow what we're really going for here, and you can't lose track of wanting to have fun, and that's really what it's about. And it was a ton of fun. I don't regret really anything other than I let the fun get away from me for a few weeks there. But once I got back to just having fun, I'm so thankful to be here. The admin team, Chris Klein, Derek, they have such a hard job. You have to make these calls, and racers or even in sim racing, you can't please everyone, and somebody's going to be upset and somebody's going to be happy, and that's just the way it is. I wish we'd have run Bristol on the concrete and not the dirt, but it's been a lot of fun. Been a good first season. We'll definitely come back. I think we're all lined up for super speedway trucks, so that looks fun. Looking forward to that. I want to give a quick shout out to Passing Under Yellow and Skunkworks Graphics. I mean, Skunkworks has been huge. They've helped put all this together. We lost Alan for a couple weeks, but he came back. We picked up Connor, and so now it's myself, Skyler, Connor, and Alan. Hopefully soon we'll bring Tristan in, and it'll be some kind of combination between Beer Money and Skunkworks. But it's just been a ton of fun. We're here and that's exactly what we're here for. Super thankful to be here. It was a good season. Nothing wrong with P2. Congrats to Alfie P3. All in all, good night.
All right, man. Well, good job. I think you said it all. You got any other shout outs you want to give out before we let you go?
Man, appreciate you guys coming on short notice to give us a broadcast. Steve for carrying it all season. It's just a lot of people don't understand how much work goes into putting all this on for us to have fun. And then, sometimes we complain. A lot of times we complain. There's a lot of drama, but at the end of the day, I'd say it was pretty successful 13 weeks. So super thankful to everybody for making it happen.
Awesome, man. Well, big congratulations on the second place finish here tonight for that 6 machine of Mr. Caleb Sisk. Having a fantastic run out there, man. Congratulations. One heck of a season, and we can't wait to see what you guys have in store for us next season there, buddy.
Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. You have a great night.
And there we have it as we wind things down here from Las Vegas after the season championship. Man, oh man, I know, Mr. English, you came in here in at least the last quarter of this race, but had a great time, had some great racing, and man, it's just another fantastic way to end a season.
Yeah, man, a little crisis down here, but as always, we just do what we can to try to make the race when we can. So thanks, guys, for carrying it here tonight, and thanks to Steve and the guys at HBR TV for really hooking these guys up with some great broadcasting here this season. And yeah, it was good to spend a little bit of time I got to spend with you guys here today. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah, man, it's a fun race. So we missed you a little bit there at the beginning, but you got to see the end of this thing. So it was good to have us all here to enjoy the Numb Thumbs Racing League Truck Championship tonight at Vegas.
And that indeed. Speaking of, let's go ahead and do our official finishing order here for tonight and tell everyone where their favorite driver ended up rounding out in this field. 315 of Mr. Zach Millett picking up the race win. The 6-0 Caleb Sisk was trying to hunt for that championship there himself, just coming up a little bit short. And the 099 of Albert Anderson, America's driver, rounds out your podium. Mr. President 41 of Chris Gones having a fantastic run out there, finishing up in fourth. Alfie Sharon Jr. having a great run there in the 9 machine, finding his way on home to a 5th place finish. 05 of PJ Cox, your hard charger of the race, up 18 spots on the day. Man, if PJ could figure out how to show up into his car in time, he might actually pick up a win here or there. But able to get on home here in 6th. 7th will be the 21 of Jesse Redding, having a great run there. Same thing with the 1 of Mr. Derek Welch, having a good run in 8th. 9th will go to the 51 of Mr. Chris Klein with a great run, and the 3 of Skylar Herod will round out your field's top 10.
14 machine of D. Allen Grote will finish in 11th place. 12th place will be Joseph Tucker in the 35. He is your last truck on the lead lap here. The 29 of Jesse Sperling finishing in 13th place. 14th, Eric Beadle in the 119. 76, Jeff Ottinger finishes in 15th place. Chris Elliott in the 129, up a few spots here. He'll finish in 16th place after starting in 21st. Paul Durkee, old man Paul in the 13, will finish in 17th place. 18th belongs to Tony Polk in the 20 machine. The 31 of Scott Milner drops 10 spots from his 9th place start. He'll finish in 19th place. And rounding out your top 20, Connor Leach in the 71 with that unfortunate black flag that he had to come down and serve under the caution there.
Yeah, 15, Benjamin McKinnon ended up 21st, 22nd. 23 of Mark Collins, 81, Brian Torchia, 23rd, and double nickel, Tom Barish rounds it out, 24th place.
And that is your field here tonight from Las Vegas. As always, we thank you all for tuning in and watching us as well as HBR TV. Make sure you go hit those subscribe buttons and those notification bells so you get alerted every single time that us or HBR are live. And of course, if you do enjoy any of the racing action, you hit those thumbs up buttons as well so we can continue to grow this fantastic racing community. Of course, we also have to say a huge thank you to Davidson Builders, DEP Graphics, Sim Gear Central, Trek Bar Media, Martin Sports, and Beadle's Custom Car Carriers, because without all your guys' support, man, the NTRL wouldn't be able to put on the amazing show week in and week out with all the leagues that they do without all your guys' help. So big thank you for that. So with that, we close things down here from Las Vegas, but that's okay. We head right back on over to Michigan for some Vigilante Racing League Series racing as their trucks will take on Michigan over there. And it's going to be a fantastic race. It's going to be a special race where we're going to honor one of our former family members over there in the VRL. So we look forward to seeing everybody over in time for that one. But until tomorrow night, I'm Alan Brown for Alan English and Mr. Adam Turner. We're signing off.
We go.
See ya.